on the news, peeping all the signs. They sling lies, we bringing clarity. Breaking down the script, straight sincerity. Headlines shifty, gotta stay woke. Truth in every word, not just a hefty joke. Current affairs, tune in, y'all listen close. Aharon Yasharahla hit you with the most. No fluff, just facts, we dissecting the scene. Radio wave, sharp, cut and clean. Modern day prophets, echoes of the past. We see through the smoke, these lies won't last. Real talk, mountains from the molehills. Truth reigns supreme over fake thrills. Government plots, we expose the schemes. Politics dirty, trying to crush dreams. From the ghettos to the burbs, we keep it raw. Current affairs, y'all feeling every law. Current affairs, tune in, y'all listen close. Aharon Yasharahla hit you with the most. No fluff, just facts, we dissecting the scene. Radio wave, sharp, cut and clean.
Sir, we are back, we are live, we are on the air. Aharon Yasharahla bringing you
1, 2, 3, 4.
It ain't nothing better than this, family. It ain't nothing better than this, family. It don't get better than this. Nothing gets better than this. Because we're bringing you things that are current, that are affairs. Current affairs. How y'all doing, family? I'm glad I'm here with y'all this morning, this evening, this afternoon. Whenever you can listen to me, whenever you can hear me, see me, I appreciate it. I missed you all. You know, I wasn't here my previous week. Things happen, but nonetheless, all praises to the Most High. We got to keep it moving. We got to keep it moving. Now, you know, I would like to jump right in, family, but I do want to give a little update. You remember when I told you about my mother and she had brain surgery? You know, well, she's back in the hospital. She had an echocardiogram to check her heart. My brother sent me a text and he also called me. They did a CAT scan on my mom, and mom is the CAT scan went good. There was nothing they found, but also. They did find that she had a little bit of pneumonia, and I'm saying this because this is mom, and she is Shalom family. My mom, she is up in age. You know, she's in her 80s. She did good for herself, but she has a little bit of pneumonia, and she has maybe a little issue with her kidney. So all praises to the Most High. I was able to speak to her on yesterday evening. And she was in good spirits, you know. So I just want to give a quick update on my mother. But with that said, family, how y'all doing? How was your week? I missed you all. I appreciate all the prayers for my mother. And I'm praying for everyone's family and keeping and safeguarding for us all who are in, as we say, the truth of Christ. What can we say? The truth of Christ. So just really, I want to jump right in, family, because I missed you all and I don't want to dilly-dally and delay of what I want to speak about. So I'm going to start off with my saying of the day. If you're used to me, used to my little talks here, I do have a saying of the day. Shalom, Ephraim, how you doing? Shalom, Amaya, shalom, everyone. And today's saying of the day, family, I try to find something that we haven't heard of or something that pertains to maybe just everyday life. But today's saying of the day is, don't be deceived by appearances. Men and things are not always what they seem. I'll say that again, saying of the day. Don't be deceived by appearances. Men and things are not always what they seem. And you know, when I come up with these sayings of the day, sometimes it's off the top of my dome, and sometimes it's not. So that's one I searched for, and that rang a bell with me because when we look at today, and we're here with this AI generation, and we cannot be deceived by any means, because AI, some things look real, some things you can tell are modified by AI or is AI, and some things are real. So we really have to have that eye, that neck to find it, to realize what is real. And that's where it comes in praying to the Most High and fasting. I'm just saying. But jumping right in, family. Jumping right in. Now we know, for those of us who are Bible believers, for those of us who believe in the Old and the New Testament, not just the New or not just the Old, but both. We know what the scriptures tell us about eating certain things. And in this matter, pork is what I'm speaking of. And if you are a true believer in Christ, I'm not going to use the word Christian, but if you're a true believer in Christ, a true believer in the Bible, then you don't eat pork. However, this first article mentions or is titled Pork Bacon Added to Group 1 Carcinogen for Cancer. Pork bacon has officially been added to Group 1 carcinogen for cancer. Now, if you are one who reads the Bible, studies the Bible, loves the Most High, loves Christ, then this is really no surprise to you because you don't eat the abominable pig, the abominable hog, as the scriptures tell us. Now, the WHO, or the World Health Organization, or WHO to be exact, has classified pork bacon family as a Group 1 carcinogen. And this actually took place in 2015. Now, yes, I'm reporting on this 10 years later, but a lot of this does not come to fruition until years and eons later, right? Because they don't want to be held accountable, in my opinion. I don't believe that certain parties want to be held accountable. So certain things come out years and years later when it's almost like after the fact. So things that are already classified as carcinogens to humans, these carcinogens again cause cancer, are processed meats, right? So we know that a lot of things that we eat are processed meats. I mean, even so, I'll go over some things that are classified as processed meats. So processed meats are already classified as carcinogens to humans, right? Linking their consumption to choleric cancer, or let me repeat that, colorectal cancer. I'm sorry, colorectal cancer. That's right, no pork on my fork. You bet not have no pork on your fork. Even the doctor's family tell us, you better stop eating that pork. If they're saying that, then we know there's something to it. It has to be something to it. It couldn't be something to it. What's going on, DJ? How you doing? Shalom, my brother. Shalom. Shalom. Yes, yes, sir. Happy road to Purim, family. Happy road to Purim. So, being that Group 1 family means there is convincing evidence that the agent can cause cancer, and the agent in this case is pork or any processed meat. And when I looked up the processed meats, it means something like smoked meats. So you go to the grocery store and you see some smoked meat processed. The only way you can really not get something that's processed is if you have, like, you're a hunter of venison, a hunter of deer, and you catch your own deer, cut your own deer meat up, butcher it, you cut it yourself. That's not processed. You know, process literally goes through a process that is not healthy for us. They add so many things to it, and we don't need these things. Shalom, shalom, Kevin Israel. Shalom, how are you doing? Glad you could make it. Shalom. So now this solution, family, there's always a solution to everything. Even if we say, I didn't have a choice. No, you had a choice. Even if that choice meant you dying to save your soul, that's a choice, right? Now, the solution is to consume very little of the processed meat or none at all. But how many of us do that? How many of us are really vegetarians? Shalom is fries. Are really vegetarians and like eat raw vegetables like carrots, beans. Just eat the raw vegetables, the fruits, the watermelons, the pineapples, the dragon fruit, the papaya, the kiwis, the pears, the apples, the bananas. How many of us eat that on a daily basis? I know I don't. I can't lie about it. I know I don't. But I try to be conscientious, conscious of what I eat, right? I try to be. I pray to the Most High to guide me in what I need to eat, and for it to be healthy for me. All right. So with that said, family, I would like to, let me preface this by saying I'm not a bishop. I'm not a preacher, but I do want to point this out by saying this, which actually leads me to just a quick scripture. And again, I'm not a preacher. I'm not trying to teach anything, but I just want to touch on a scripture that came up with pork, right? In the book of Leviticus in the Old Testament, the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, right? Leviticus 11, 7, and 8, which basically says, and the swine, though he divide the hoof and is cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. It also goes on to say in verse 8, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. That's point blank and specific right there, right to the point. And again, one last scripture in Deuteronomy 14 and 8, which basically says about the same thing, but I'll go ahead and read it very quickly. It says, and the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. So I'm just saying, as preachers tell us, as bishops tell us, as elders tell us, that they are, you have watchers, and watchers need to say these things. Now, I'm not saying I'm a watcher by no means. What I'm saying is I just read and I just regurgitate what I've been told by my own watchers. So I wanted to put that out there, family, that pork bacon has been added to Group 1 as a carcinogen, which is a cancer-causing agent by the WHO. All right? Now, moving right along, family. Now, since these cell phones have come out, these smartphones, so we've had these smartphones, and we have these things called QR codes, right? And now there is a scam out there, family, that I want you to be aware of. And this scam is actually involving fraudulent QR codes. Now, there actually is a new term for a new scam out there, which is called, and I got to look at my notes here, it's called brushing. This new scam, family, involves QR codes and it's called brushing. And it involves delivering parcel packages. So what they'll do is deliver packages to your home, and when people see these counterfeit packages, they'll also encounter a counterfeit QR code. Now, these shipments they usually arrive without sender detail. It is an intentional strategy, family, for digital criminals, because recipients are more inclined to scan the QR code, so that way they can attempt to identify the package origin and return it. So if you get a package that you did not order, it just shows up on your porch, your balcony, your front yard, do not by any means scan the QR code. Once you scan the QR code, family, then according to cybersecurity firm NordVPN, there have been over 26 million people who have already scanned these fraudulent codes. Now, once you're deceived by the code and you scanned it, you may have already given up some personal information, your data, maybe your social security number, some passwords to certain things. So these cybersecurity criminals, these cyber criminals have gotten, each and every year they get more and more smart. And now we have AI in play or in place. So again, once deceived, you may already have given up. Well, you actually already have given up some information. But we also have to be privy in what we do. Just because a mysterious package shows up on your doorstep, don't mean you become a Karen and you start just, oh, let me see what this is, and you start taking pictures of the daggone QR code. Stop it. Just like Christ told us. First of all, let no man deceive you. And there are many deceptions out there. Many deceptions. So we have to be diligent. We have to be smart with what we do. We really do. Just look at what's going on in the world today. Everyone is getting scammed. Oh, you know someone who does that? Oh, shaking my head. Mm-mm-mm. Shame on them. How does the saying go? Fool me once, shame on me. On you, fool me twice, shame on me. I mean, hey, we have to be diligent in what we do. We cannot just be out there all willy-nilly scanning every daggone thing. The world ain't built like that. Hey, that's right. Second, that's right. That's right. Second Esdras 9:20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was a peril because of the devices that were coming into it. All praises to the Most High. Thank you, sister, for bringing that out. Thank you. Because we have to keep people informed. I mean, to be honest with you, when the truth of Christ, we're all watchers. As the scripture said, there will be a boom of knowledge. We're here. We're here. With these phones, with AI, we can get the information at the drop of a hat. We're here. Men will run to and fro with information, and that's what we're doing. So again, sis, I appreciate you for bringing that out. But again, let no man deceive you, family. By no means. It can't happen. It can't happen. We are too much of a smart people for that to continuously happen to us. We have the Bible, the brief instructions before leaving earth book, right? That we have so many examples to learn from. And if we use these examples and study these examples, we will not be, taken aback. We will not be overcome. We will not be run amok. We just have to use what the Most High gave us. That's just what we have to do, right? That's just what we have to do. So now, I want to stop right here, family, and I just want to tell you about a few things. First and foremost, I'm always talking about Naturally Glam, okay? So I want to encourage you to go to naturallyglamskincare.com and check out these all natural beauty products that, of course, my wife, I'm going to toot her horn, works so diligently on. Now, I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, but I do have a few products right here, right behind me. Got a few products right here. It's a body wash. It's a body wash. Look how big the bottle is. Look how big it is. Look at my face. It's big. It's huge. That's a lot of that's a lot of body wash. I mean, she has a lot of things behind me. She has a new lotion. Look, a new bottle. Look, she's always changing the game. Always changing the game, and she's trying to keep it copacetic, keeping it 100. Get another one here. This is it says use once a month with apple cider vinegar, peppermint, and tea tree oil for a deep clean. I mean, my wife is making so many products that are all natural, family. You can dang near eat the product. There's no chemicals in it at all. So what we need to do, I'm always showing this because we are people of color who have melanin, and we have to keep this dollar in our community. And shout out to Brother Richard. He just made a nice order last week, and he has already received his products. So all praises to the Most High for him doing that. Now, family, I also want to mention, family, mark your calendars for Sunday, February the 8th at 5:30 p.m. Now, listen to me. Mark your calendars for Sunday, February the 8th at 5:30 p.m. for One Night with the King Gala at the Essence Event Center, in Winsboro, South Carolina. This is a royal evening you don't want to miss. Beautiful decor, live violin and piano playing, gospel music across the generations from the 1700s all the way to 2025. Plus, powerful praise and worship with a gospel choir. Guess who that choir gonna be? So y'all enjoy a full dinner with lamb chops, scalloped potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and a dinner roll. And the night wraps up with laughter from a Christian comedian, gift baskets, gift basket raffles, and a joyful worship atmosphere. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite. Just type in One Night with the King. That's One Night with the King Gala, Sunday, February 8th at 5:30 p.m. at the Essence Event Center in Winsboro. How about that? Oh, it's going to be a time. All praises to the Most High. All praises. Now, moving right along, jumping right back into it, as our good guy says, jumping right back into it. Don't worry about all that, DJ Press Play. Don't worry about that. You're prying right now. You're digging. Anyway, we've all heard of Rosa Parks, right? We've all heard of Rosa Parks, and we associate the name Rosa Parks with the great movement that we associate Martin Luther King with, the civil rights movement. But family, have you ever heard of the name Claudette Colvin? Have you ever heard of the name Claudette Colvin? Well, I didn't hear about Claudette Colvin until I was doing some digging. And Miss Claudette Colvin she predates Rosa Parks. As a matter of fact, March the 2nd, 1955, 9 months before Rosa Parks' famous act of defiance, which was on December 1st, 1955, a 15-year-old Claudette Colvin was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Is that surprising? In Montgomery, Alabama? On her way home, Colvin refused to give up her seat to a white passenger, stating that it was her constitutional right, and she was handcuffed and arrested. Now, that's outrageous by today's terms. Stating this was her constitutional right, she was handcuffed and arrested. But family, for the younger generation, this is how it was back then. Now, this was at a time when Colvin was overlooked by the NAACP because Colvin at the time was too young. She was too outspoken or feisty, right? And later, Miss Claudette Colvin became pregnant at the age of 16, which at that time in society, in Black history, was actually deemed too unsuitable to be the face of the NAACP, right? So because she was a feisty young lady, but the main thing, she became pregnant at such a young age, the NAACP did not think that she would be a good fit or a good face to represent them, right? However, In 1956, Colvin was one of the plaintiffs' family in the Browder versus Gale case, which was a federal lawsuit that overturned bus segregation laws in Alabama and the nation. And eventually, family, Claudette Colvin's 1955 was arrest record was actually expunged back in 2021 when she was at the tender age of 82. And listen, how is that? That's great. So has anyone ever heard of Claudette Colvin? Yeah, I had not until I was doing some research on Miss Colvin. So that is so profound, family, because we all know about Rosa Parks. But think about Claudette Colvin. Her story happened 9 months before Rosa Parks. And the only reason she didn't make the fame at that time is because one, she was young, 16 years old, and two, she got pregnant at that age, and three, you have Rosa Parks who came 9 months later, and she was an older lady who had a sweet face. Like the scriptures tell us, tell us sweet things, tell us sweet words. And that's exactly how the NAACP depicted the civil rights movement. Because I'm just going to go ahead and say, allegedly, they didn't want this smoke. They didn't want this smoke that Claudette Colvin was bringing. She was bringing that fire. She had to be. As feisty as she was at 16, outspoken, talking about, no, I'm not giving you my seat. You ain't getting none of this seat. It's my constitutional right to have this seat. Who are you? Just because you got lighter skin than me. Who are you? We breathe the same. We bleed the same. We work the same. We sit the same. Who are you to tell me to give up my seat? And that's how that went. And NAACP was like, oh no, she's too feisty. She got too much mouth on her. Let that be today, family. What you think will happen? Same thing? Would the NAACP allegedly do the same thing? I mean, who knows? Only time could tell. Only the Most High knows that answer. I mean, hey, I thank the Most High for Rosa Parks and what she did, but to suppress Miss Claudette Colvin is almost a travesty. Almost a travesty. But all good things come to the light. All praises to the Most High. Now, moving right along, family. Now, that was a great story, right? It was a great story about Miss Claudette Colvin, some Black history. And guess what? It is Black History Month, right? It is Black History Month. Now, moving along from Miss Claudette Colvin, right? I'm going to go to another person of color, right? I'm going to go to our ex-president, former President Barack Obama, right? Now, Barack Obama and the 21st Century Cures Act. Barack Obama, the 21st Century Cures Act. Now, this caught my attention, family, and when I found it, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to talk about this because it still affects us today. Current events, current affairs, it affects us today. Obama, right? President Barack Obama, former president, instituted this 21st Century Cures Act back in 2016, but it was sold to us, to the American people, in a way to fight the opioid epidemic and or crisis at that time. So do y'all remember in 2016 there was a quote unquote opioid epidemic, right? How fast we forget. Now, in this Cures Act, in this 21st Century Cures Act, was a hidden section, right? It was a hidden section in it. Now let me back up. The source of this comes from YouTube, a program called Redacted. A program called Redacted is where the source comes from, and is a very reliable source, a very credible source, right? Shalom, family, how you doing? Now, in this 21st Century Cures Act, there was a hidden section, family, called the 3024 section called 3024, and the exact language is, now check this out. This is what took me aback. It is legal to experiment on U.S. citizens without their consent as long as it does not exceed minimal risk criteria. I'll repeat that. Quote, it is legal to experiment on U.S. citizens without their consent as long as it does not exceed the minimal risk criteria, end quote. That is the exact verbiage from a hidden section in the 21st Century Cures Act called Section 3024, or in Section 3024. Now, my question was, what is minimal risk criteria? So I went and looked it up. Minimal risk criteria is defined as nothing that doesn't happen in everyday life. I mean, come on. Minimal risk criteria is defined as nothing that doesn't happen in everyday life. That's almost a cop out. It's so simple for them to come up with a definition such as that, minimal risk criteria, just to get over on the everyday average Joe, right? This is why you have to watch words and listen to the verbiage that they choose to depict on us, to the public. This is protected. Now, this is actually protected, family, by national security protocols, and this data cannot be shared with the public. Do you see how diabolical this is? This is why we need to be watching that PBS channel, that channel where we see them in that little room, that you can watch all the time. They look like a little boring shows. It look like a few little people in there. They're making laws there, and we don't even watch it. We need to watch it. This is actually protected by national security protocols, and this data cannot be shared with the public. I mean, why not? If they're getting our data, obtaining our data, why cannot it be shared? Yes, they have been doing this. You're right, all about depopulation. And they're doing it step by step by step, slowly but surely. As the scriptures say, here a little, there a little. Precept by precept, line by line. They're doing that. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Now, in 2024, family, the Biden administration extended this to cover private entities, private research institutions, and universities. Now, what this means, basically, family, is that a person can be injected with something that they don't know about doing any kind of procedure, any kind of medical procedure. This data, once you go to the doctor, will now be shared with the government. So once you go to the doctor, let's say for a tooth pulling, the government would now know what's going on with you. Yeah, they went over here. We hit them with the woo woo. We jabbed them up. They can do that now. It clearly states here in the 21st Century Cures Act that Obama put into play, amongst other things. Same-sex marriage, anyone? He put these things into play. But we praised this man when he got into office. Hey, I'll just say this. I didn't vote for the man. He wasn't my president. My president wakes me up every single day, puts me to bed every single night, gives me food, shelter, and raiment. I'm just saying. But for this this is an egregious act. So with that said, family, we need to be looking at that other bill that the current president came out with, the big beautiful bill. Take a look at that. In it are some things hidden as well that we would not like. Probably piggybacks off of this 21st Century Cures Act, because it's still going on today. They can do things to us, family, and they don't even have to report it. They can't even tell us. I mean, how sinister can one be? That you can do something to somebody and you don't even tell them. It is the most heinous thing, or one of the most heinous things I've ever heard of. And there are some egregious things out there. You hear my vocabulary? Heinous, egregious. you know. But it's, I can't even say it's unfathomable, because just the things that I've learned, family, since the Most High pulled the wool from my eyes. Since the Most High pulled the wool from your eyes. I mean, what things have you? I mean, I'm no longer surprised, or at least I try not to be surprised. What is there to be surprised about? Once we get into these scriptures and we read, and we start reading, and it's like, whoa. And then we get into the Apocrypha, and it's like, whoa. What is there to be taken aback by? What is there to be surprised about? What is there to fear when we have the Most High? When we have the Most High. The hardest thing that I find, family, since I rededicated my life to the Most High through Christ, since I repented and got baptized in the true and proper name, what I find the hardest, family, is to change the way we should have been, to divert the way that our ancestors came up, not the way we're taught in today's society, in our lives. That is what I find challenging. To love your neighbor, it's hard to love everybody. So that's a work in progress for us all. Forgive. How easy is it for us to forgive someone who's a repeat offender? It's not easy, but we have to swallow our pride. We got to do it if we want to make it to the kingdom. Like the song say, I just want to make it to the kingdom. I just want to be perfect. That's our strive, to be perfect. Shalom, family. That's our strive, to be like Christ, Christ-like. And to hear these things and to see these things, it's hard. It's hard. Like we say, life be life, and we got to endure to the end, family. We got to keep it pushing. You know, we try to be so perfect in our walk that, yes, the scriptures tell us, Christ tell us to forgive, but we still can't be no dummy. We cannot feel as though we forgive so much that we keep helping the sinner. We run away from sin. We forgive that person and we love them, but we can love them from afar. You don't have to keep helping that person when you know they're a habitual sinner. You just forgive them. They're going to be how they're going to be. And we're going to let the Most High through Christ judge them, handle them. We just cannot be dumb and keep doing the same old thing, because if you read Sirach, the book of Sirach says, if you keep helping the sinner, then calamities will happen to you. So it goes back to the scriptures. And again, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a bishop. I'm just saying what the scriptures say. I'm just saying what the scriptures say. Let no man deceive you. right? And walk one with the Most High. I mean, hey, we got to be smart out here. We got to be as smart as a serpent, but yet as gentle as a dove. And easier said than done. Christ said a lot of things that sound easy, but he did it. He depicted everything that he said. He did not waver from anything. As stiff-necked and as how hard-headed as we are, I'm pretty sure there was some people he wanted to choke. But he didn't. He came down here and he was for his Father's will. He did his Father's will. And that is exactly what we must do. Exactly what we must do. You know, we gotta eat better. You know, we gotta do everything better. We gotta exercise. And I'm guilty. I don't exercise like I should. You know, and my wife, she's home exercising, she's back on her thing, and I get home like, I, I need to get back. I need to get back on this horse and exercise. Gotta get my health together. Gotta get my mind right. Working on it. Everything is a process. But with the way we see this world moving, family, we ain't got a whole lot of time. We got enough to get it right. Got enough to get it right. Shalom, Rich. About time. Where you at, my man? How you doing? How those products? Well, we got to get it right so we can make it to the kingdom. We got to get it right. I want to be. If I'm here, if I'm in the timeline when Christ comes back, I pray that I'm part of his 144,000. I pray that I am, and if I am, I'm sure I will be, because ain't nothing gonna derail me from this route, from this narrow path. Yeah, it's all poison. And if my timeline expires before then, I pray that I die in Christ or doing a righteous act to be resurrected in that first resurrection. Again, I'm not a preacher. This is just what is in the scriptures. And I'm just quoting what's in the scriptures. Maybe not verbatim, but you can find it. And that's my goal. Y'all see that? Products are on point. That's what's up. So check out the website. You know, support a black-owned business. So let me go ahead and move right along so I won't keep ranting. I do have another article. And everyone know about Chinese folks. The Chinese. We know that most products we get, we look on the back of it, it says made in China, right? But I found this article, family, and it just sent chills down my spine. It says, fake Chinese airbags kills 8 Americans and injures 2. This source comes from, again, from YouTube, but from the show Facts Matter. And Facts Matter, just like Redacted, are 2 credible sources. It's called Facts Matter. Now, there have been some airbags have been deployed and sent shrapnel into people's faces, neck, and chest. And I'm reading this, family. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. The enemy is conniving, cruel, mean. I mean, and now these made in China airbags went off like grenades instead of like a soft pillow. You know, an airbag, when there is a crash of some sort in a vehicle, it's supposed to deploy like a pillow. It deploys a hard stop and deploys. You're supposed to, yeah, it's still gonna hurt a little bit because it's such a jolt. But no one expects to stop abruptly is the right word, abruptly. And then you think your head gonna hit some pillow, and then all of a sudden you getting dosed by some shrapnel in your face, your neck, your chest. Who can survive that? Something going off like a grenade. Now, it also goes on to read, family, these were normal crashes. And these crashes would have been normally survivable if it weren't for the metal shrapnel coming through where the airbag was supposed to be deploying at. Now, these have come from used vehicles, family. If you have a question about which vehicles, used vehicles which had these illegally imported airbags. And these vehicles had already been in accidents where the airbags deployed. Now, you know, once airbags are deployed, the vehicle or vehicles are automatically deemed inoperable, right? They're automatically deemed, what's the word I'm looking for? They can't drive them anymore, right? But not in this case. In these cases, these people have gotten these cars that have been in accidents. Total is the word I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure they are considered total. Well, they found these used vehicles that were total with their airbags being deployed. Supposed to have fixed the airbags, but they didn't. They put shrapnel and replace it where the airbags are. Now, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or the NHTSA, salvage. Okay, salvage. Thank you. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or the NHTSA, said these fake airbags were made in China by a company called Jilin Province. Isn't a big name, long name. Jilin Province di Tanovo Automobile Safety System. That's a lot. That's a tongue twister. Now, they're likely illegally illegally imported into the U.S., into the United States, right? Of course, they would have to be illegally imported because look what's happening. You got 8 people killed from shrapnel jumping their throat, neck, and chest and face. And interestingly, family, on this company's website, when I was looking at it, the website says it states that they do not do business with the United States and that any of their products are prohibited from being sold to the United States. So what that means is that whoever got these products to the United States bought it from this company's website and then transported it to the United States illegally. Now, those cars that are affected by this family are Chevy Malibu 2020s and Hyundai Sonata 2017. Again, these were used 2020 Chevy Malibus and Hyundai Sonatas from 2017 are the affected vehicles that they found that had a shrapnel instead of an airbag deploying, which killed 8 people and injured 2 others. Again, how savage can an enemy be? How evil can a person be? There are so many other things we have to deal with. And then we have shrapnel coming through in place or in lieu of an airbag. I mean, who do you sue at this point? Do you sue the mom and pop joint that sold you the car, the used car? That's where I would start. I will get a lawyer and dig even deeper than that. Somebody about to cough up some money. That is, you're playing with a person's life. You're playing with a person's life. I mean, family, it's crazy. All I can do is keep reiterating what I said before, what I'll always say. Stay prayed up, sin not, fast and pray. Read the scriptures every day. That's how you put the whole armor of the Most High on. I mean, that's all we have. Outside of a hand with some skin on it. What that's gonna do? Huh? What that's gonna do? Except break down. We gotta stay prayed up. So let me just go over recap before I go into the lighter side of things. Let me just recap of what I went over. I just spoke about the fake airbags that came from a source. It came from China that deploys shrapnel, metal shrapnel, and has 8 people, 8 Americans killed and 2 others injured. Then I just finished speaking about the sinister Barack Obama with the 21st Century Cures Act, in which there is a hidden uh, page called 3024, in which you have doctors who can do things to you, procedures to you, without your knowledge. They don't have to tell you. You can go to the doctor for a simple procedure, and they can stick you with the jab. They can do what they want to you, give you the flu vaccine or whatever it may be. I also mentioned Miss Claudette Colvin. Claudette Colvin predated Miss Rosa Parks. She did the same thing 9 months prior. The only difference, family, is that Claudette Colvin was 16 years old. She was outspoken, very fiery, very abrasive, but she was not the face of the NAACP because she got pregnant at a young age, right? Also mentioned the fraudulent QR codes that are running amok. So if you get a mysterious package on your front door, your step, your balcony, whatever it may be, and there's a QR code and you're trying to figure out who I can send it back to, don't scan it. Once you scan it, whatever scammer has your information and probably can hack your phone right there. That's your social, bank accounts, passwords. That's all they need. All they need is your social, and it's a wrap. So be diligent in what we got going on, what you got going on. And then also my first piece of article was pork bacon being added to group 1 as a carcinogen for cancer. But we know that. We know that bacon, pork bacon, is an abomination. We know that we should not be eating this, consuming this. Even doctors tell you, don't eat that. Stop eating pork. You got high blood pressure. And that's how they brush it off. Stop eating pork. You got high blood pressure. Why? Why does eating whatever it is just give me high blood pressure? Makes no sense. Make it make sense. Stop eating pork if you're still eating pork. Because when you know better, you do better. We want to have longevity of life, right? We want to have longevity of life. So when you know better, you do better. When you eat better, you live better. Your gut health is better. It stems from our gut, family. That's why a lot of us got gout today. Moving right along, family. Moving right along. You know, I have so many jokes in the past, but I got some jokes for y'all tonight. Are you ready? I hope you're ready because I'm ready. Right? So speaking of the doctor telling us, not to eat pork. So this man goes to the doctor, and the doctor says to the man, you need to take these pills every day for the rest of your life. And the man says, he takes the pill box, he go, well, doc, it's only 3 pills in this pill case. And the doctor says, exactly. hey, hey, it's a joke. It's just a jokey joke. It's a jokey joke. All right. So now I got another one for you. So this older man, right? This older man goes to the doctor, because his lady just he had his lady pregnant and whatnot. The doctor comes out and says, "Congratulations, it's a boy." And the old man says, "Not bad, huh? This old motor can still run." And the doctor says, well, you need to change the oil in that motor because the baby came out black. Hey, listen, you asked for some jokes. I gave you two. I gave, I gave you 2 quick jokes. I hope you liked it. I mean, hey, I liked them. I laughed at my own self. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. You got an old white man going to the doctor talking about, hey, that motor can still run. That doctor talk about, we need to change the oil because that baby came out black. Hey, that is hilarious. I'm sorry. That's funny. That's funny, right? Oh man, family, it has been great to be up here, on this great platform doing current events. I apologize for last week. Certain things just happen, man. Life be life. But I'm here today. All praise to the Most High. You're here today. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you can listen. And I also want to give a kudos to the people behind the scenes who make things go. You all stay tired, you all stay busy, and just stay prayed up, you all. Because the Most High got this. Brought you this far. Not going to forsake you now. As long as we don't do what our ancestors did and forsake Him, what our ancestors did back in the past, right? So again, I want to give one more quick update for those of you who missed it. My mother had brain surgery months ago. She went back into the hospital on yesterday evening, and they did a CAT scan. It came out great. They did an echocardiogram to check her heart. I don't have the update on that yet, but she does have a little pneumonia. I believe she has an infection in her kidneys. Again, my mother is in her late 80s now. I believe she'll be 87, 88 this May. But she does have underlying issues. And she did take that thing back in 2020, so that's really the cause of things. But other than that, she still remembers me. She still knows who I am. She's still here, so I encourage you all to take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, call and check on them. My mom, in her state she is in now, and it's hard to watch our parents get old. So my mom was an educator, and she was so good at what she did. She wrote a few books up in Cincinnati that the Cincinnati public schools actually used. She wrote a few curriculum books, right? So she's very, very smart. But she at one point she was calling me every single day, and I couldn't get mad at it because I was praying to the Most High. Let me hear my mom's voice again. Let me see my mom again. And if it be the Most High's will, I'm going up there in March to see my mom. And it's a twofold thing. My middle brother is getting married, about time. Dude is like 10 years my elder, right? So I'm going to get to see my brothers and get to see my lovely mother. All praise to the Most High if it be His will. So again, family, I want to encourage you all to check out Natural Glam. Like Rich did, check out Natural Glam Cosmetics, right? Natural Glam Skincare Cosmetics, and get you some good lotions, yoni steams, men's beard creams. You can get, listen, all natural products from this website. This is my lovely wife. She's been here whippity. And also, family, before I go, I also want to say this one more time. Mark your calendars for Sunday, February the 8th at 5:30 p.m. for One Night with the King Gala at the Essence Event Center in Winsboro, South Carolina. Now, family, this is a royal evening, and you don't want to miss this beautiful decor, live violin, piano, right? Piano playing, gospel music across the generations from the 1700s all the way to this year, plus powerful praise and worship with a gospel choir. You'll enjoy full dinner with lamb chops, scalloped potatoes, Brussels sprouts, a dinner roll, and the night's wrap up with laughter from a Christian comedian, a gift basket raffles, and joyful worship atmosphere. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite. Just type in One Night with the King. That's One Night with the King Gala, Sunday, February the 8th at 5:30 p.m. at the Essence Event Center in Winsboro. I can't wait to see you there, family. I want to thank you all for this evening. The only seems are great. I want to thank you for this evening. God bless you. The Most High bless you. Stay prayed up. If not, and I love you. Till next time. Shalom.
You know that feeling, right? I just wanna make it in the kingdom. I just wanna be perfect. Stand before you, shy on my judgment. Him say, son, be perfect. I just wanna make it in the kingdom. I just wanna be perfect. Stand before you, shy on my judgment. Judah. ahead and tell me if I'm lying. The Lord said, be ye perfect like I am. I be calling on the higher, that's I am. He pulled me out the streets when all my friends was dying. Yeah, I know that's timing. I had the faith, I just needed the commandments. The pastor never taught us to combine them. Faith without works is more deader than cadavers. We don't spare nobody when we coming out the Bible. Lift my voice up like a trumpet, come and meet us at the water. Got 100 baptizers. I ain't tryna waver no more. Make my heart like David, oh Lord. On the day of judgment, I just hope I'm in your favor. And you don't say you never knew me. Go forth, I'm steady praying like I just wanna make it in the kingdom. I just wanna be perfect. Stand before you, shy on my judgment. Hear him say, son, be perfect. I just wanna make it in the kingdom. I just wanna be perfect. Stand before you, shy on my judgment. On the judgment, on the judgment. Say, son, be perfect.
Be ye perfect like but Exodus 3:14, not higher. What it say, love gotta be wholehearted. What it say, love gotta be wholehearted. What it mean, really gotta be going hard. Lows on your heart, minutes beat go hard. Yeah, one body gotta do my part. Surf living waters can't beat no sharks. Sheep hear the voice of the king, no barks. Wolves in the cup, Pharisees they hard. Speaking in the heart, charity been gone. Speaking in the heart, charity been gone. Lord forgive them for they know not what they do. Pray they repent, worship in spirit and in truth. Matt, Luke, Mark, John, Con. Had it hard, martyr for divine. Life after death, B.I. Faith only way to please God. Faster praying on the free bonds. Accept him as your Lord, I said con. Street fighting all these demons. Alpha, how they all fell down like crown of gold, that golden soul. When you're trying to be perfect, gotta worship, 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 worship,
I just wanna make it in the kingdom. I just wanna be perfect. Stand before you, shy on my judgment. Hear him say, son, be perfect. I just wanna make it in the kingdom. I just wanna be perfect. Stand before you, shy on my judgment. Hear him say, son, be perfect.
Look, what it is, Duke. This my heritage, not religion, but it is true. Treat them like my dogs, give them clues like they is blue. Gave them 19 off the bench, who that is, Luke? Look, I ain't no kid, dude. Something different, people switching, don't know who to trust. You the plug, take me to the Father, tell him you in love. You and us, like the Jeffersons, kind we moving up. We gotta make it so we stuck, we can't do the flood. From the sticks, borders blue, on the fresh, you are it. Get the scripts, on the blood, you a crip. Shout the nip, life's a risk. They say that, we say this kid is sick. Make a wish, baby. I'm just tryna live, baby. So it's only fish, baby. Crab or no shrimp, baby. Used to eat that lobster till I found out that's a sin, baby. So don't fall for the net, that's a trick, baby. They cast the world wide web on a click, baby. That was bait, so it's cool. I just ate, had a scroll the other day. Tried to serve me, but you late. Keep me lowly so you'll hide everything but your face. And say well done, the only thing getting high is the stakes. Perfect all my imperfections, mature me from all my lessons. Was hard and I regret it. Forgave me, no I'm indebted. I'm favored and I'm protected. Was humble, now I'm accepted. I'm working and now I'm restless. All demons right now I'm checking. Was cursed but now I'm a blessing. I'm getting love from the legends of royal, but was a peasant. I'll get the kingdom of heaven.
I just wanna make it in the kingdom. I just wanna be perfect. Stand before you, shy on my judgment. Hear him say, son, be perfect. I just wanna make it in the kingdom. I just wanna be perfect. Stand before you, shy on my judgment. Hear him say, son, be